Because I got a video where I go into the Russian icons and historically, uh, when you look at the Byzantine Empire and when you look at that era during the Dark Ages, it was black people in Europe. And there's a lot of documentation on this. There's a lot of books that shows you visuals. So I had a video with the Russian icons and where I'm looking at those paintings from that time period, and everybody is black. And you got a lot of people in the comments that's saying like, black people, y'all try to take everybody's culture. We was kings, all of that. You know how they do in the comments. You see the most racism in comments. Like, racism don't exist, but you go online on a story about black people. You go online and you look at them comments, you'll think the opposite. So people in the comments saying, oh, it's this type of chemical they use on it, this varnish or something, that it turned black over time. And so that's why their skin turned dark. Like, who? That's what y'all think in y'all head. Y'all try to come up with to explain black people being everywhere and doing everything. Well, if that's the case, why are there light parts of the picture? Why those other light parts of the picture didn't turn dark? When you look at these sculptures, a lot of times what you see is, the most common thing is the nose is broken off, and they'll make up excuses for that. Everything be fine except for the nose of these sculptures. And if you really think about it, the nose is the easiest thing to take away an identity, especially when you're talking about a sculpture of a likeness of a person, and it has no color. Meaning, like, when we see these sculptures, all we see is stone. But in reality, in history, they used to paint these things in full color, and sometimes the color is still there. You even got pictures of European painters going over these icons, these paintings, painting them white from black. You actually have pictures of them whitewashing. That's the word, whitewashing history, and putting themselves in that history, right? Because if you put yourself in that history, you look great. You look like you are the creator of civilization, and you're the creator of all of these things, and you get all the glory. And in a way, even black people look at Caucasians, white people, as, the creators of civilization. Of course, black people say, oh yeah, everything started in Africa. But when you start talking about Europe, you start talking about Rome, Greece, the original Greeks were black. You can't even get around that if you're a real researcher. But when it comes to even those things, like checking the facts and really going in and looking at that, people turn a blind eye to that. And you're crazy, and you're trying to steal people's culture as black people. This is Black Authentic Truth once again. And let's just deal with the truth, not feelings and emotions and how we feel and what we've been brought up to believe. We all been brought up to believe certain things from our parents and the society around us. But you get to a certain age where you do research and you do your own studying, you find out other things, and you have to come to the conclusion to yourself that every damn thing that you learned was a fucking lie. And it's very popular that black people wasn't included in nothing, didn't do nothing, didn't invent nothing, were not founders of civilization, did not teach people to bathe. It's very popular to think that way until you see otherwise. The evidence says otherwise. The evidence says black people was everywhere. The evidence says that Negroes, niggas, was in Europe, ruling Europe. The history has been whitewashed. That's what happened. Europeans have painted themselves into history, and then we grow up looking like they are the creators of academia, democracy, and all of the things that we hold at a high esteem, and not realizing these things come from black people. We can go word for word, bar for bar, open up the books, history, all that, and prove that black people were ruling in Europe. And with that, this is Black Authentic Truth.